friends. Hello. I hope hindi rinig yung Elector fan. Nakuha ko tong sword dun sa Rotten Lake. Babalik ako dun in a bit. Pero after kong mag sherry balls ng sherigami. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Pinapanood ko ngayon si Destiny, you know, my idolist. Tapos nagbago ako ng marami akong binago ngayon. Hopefully it does something. Nagpaalam din ako sa asawa ko na mayroon akong extra gaming hours. Tulog ka maaga, sure. No! Minecraft burger. Ayun, so ang gusto kong gawin ngayon yung Evergaol muna. Yep. Kasi nakita ko yung mga Evergaols, mga walang kwenta. Okay, Crucible Tail, meron na ako niyan. Sellia Evergaol. Okay, so hindi ko pa nagagawa yung Evergaol dito sa Weeping Cry. Okay. Ay, sa kilid pala to. So, una-una muna. Nasa na si Destiny? Nakakainis kasi. Nadedetect ng mic eh. Ayun naman, pag ano, hindi mo rin. Hey, Destiny, shut the fuck up. No,
also, even if you, I think you can put libraries, but we're not even doing that, so it doesn't matter. Okay, run. That's cool.
Nakuha ko tong lightning sword. Tatry ko lang to. Ano to, joke? Whoa! Uy! Ah, nice! Masyado ko siya minamaliit. Pero maliit ka lang naman. Ah! Fuck you.
Hello there. In the above example, store the message hello there in a variable called
Babalikan ko yung isang kalaban, yung Crucible Knight.
same as interview.
Lagi akong dinudurog nun eh.
You can't get in with numbers.
Nung unang mga stream.
Numbers have
Nasaan ba yun? Yung Crucible Knight na naglalakad dito sa Stormvale
It's no coincidence that we call these
Castle.
variables. The context of the program changes. We can update variable, but perform the same logical process.
Ha?
Above, we create the variable message underscore string. Assign a welcome
Dito
message
yun eh.
and the greeting. After we greet the user, we want to wish them goodbye. We then update message string to a departure message and print that out. Wow, update the variable meal to reflect each meal of the day before we print it. Wow. Meal equals an English muffin.
Ah, hindi, dito.
We need to find the variable meal here. To the name of the food we ate for breakfast. Cool. Printing out breakfast. Print breakfast.
Dapat meron... Ito.
Now, update meal.
Activated na to, yep. Ah, tsaka ito po, kinakina na to, teka.
A slice of cheese pizza. Printing out.
Takas ka, di ba?
Now update meal. Dinner. Oh, cool. Print dinner. Meal equals a slice of hamburger pizza.
Hindi ko pa kaya si Rada Knight Armor.
And then run. Breakfast, lunch,
Mas maganda talaga tong carrion set.
X.
Bitch, where are you?
Humans are prone to make mistakes. Humans are also typically
Woo! Flyer. Didn't hit him? Ah! You're a bitch.
Syntax error means there's
Okay, yung Evergaol dito.
punctuation does not belong. A command word is not expected, or in this parentheses, alter a syntax error. A name error word in Python interpreters is a word that does not recognize. Code that contains something that looks like a variable but was never defined will throw a name error.
How did I get here?
You might encounter a syntax error if you open a string with a single quote and then with a double quote, update the string so that it starts and ends with a single quote. You might encounter a name error if you try to print a single word string but fail to put any quotes around it. Python expects the word other string to be defined elsewhere, but can't find words. Add quotes to either side of the string to swap this one. Update the malformed strings in the workspace to all these strings. Okay, so if we run it, wow! We get an error at line 1. Oh my god, because the quotes are not the same.
Bakit naman nag-aaral ng Python tong hayop na to?
This.
Magaling na siya.
Now if we run it, oh my god, now we have an error on line 2. Let's put quotes here
What that? What I do? What I do?
and then try to run it. Oh my god, and now it's working. Unbelievable. Next. Numbers. Computers can understand much more than the strings and tags. Python has
What the fuck?
types. It has multiple ways to count. Which one do you use in the purpose of let's say integer or int is open. It has no decimal
A dragoon?
as well as their native counterparts. Floating point is a fraction one you imagine with your bedroom wall, calculate the test score of a baseball player. That average
Pretty strong. But you have frostbite, bitch.
numbers
Ah! Oh shit.
literally a program.
He's a future dragon, I think. Oh, it's just a dragon. Ah!
We call the number 3 here actually the number 3.
He can still two-hit me?
One point numbers contain some unknown numbers. We need to have numbers and store them.
Looks like a putrid dragon.
Wow! Movie going experience.
Hey, that AoE is bullshit.
Create the following variables and set integer numbers to release gear and runtime. My god. Release the following variables.
Give it to me. No. Mother, what? Where are you going? Fuck you. America, America. Fuck yeah.
Remember to define the rating of
Weak forehead. Why is there a lot of bloodstains there?
assign it a float between 1 and 10.
Oh shit! Nakalimutan ko yung kape ko. Dahil na-miss ko yung Japan, inanong ko yung isa sa mga free coffees from Japan. Hello, yous. Woo! Woo! That's fucked. Hey! Do it again. Malefactors Evergaol. Flame of the Fell God. I have that already. Ringleaders Evergaol.
Minus multiplication star whatever and notice that when we
What the fuck is that?
the result is a decimal place. This is because Python converts all hints into floats or form division. In older versions of Python, this conversion cannot happen. Integer division will always round out to the next integer. Division can throw its own special error, zero division error. Python will raise the divided by zero. Mathematical operations for Python follow the standard mathematical order of operations. Wow. Print out the result of this equation. 25 times 680 plus. We have to do a print. Do I need quotes? Or is that just for text? We'll find out, I guess. We'll find out if it throws an error. Oh boy. The ID run syntax error. Invalid syntax. Perhaps you forgot a
Oh.
This is trying to print text. Whoa! Oh! Wow! Okay. Alright, next. Changing numbers. Variables. Variables that are assigned numeric values can be treated the same as the numbers themselves. Two variables can be added together, divided by 2, and multiplied by a third variable. Without Python, distinguishing between the variables and literals, like the number 2. In this example, forming arithmetic, on variables does not change the variable. You can only update a variable using the equal sign.
Okay, so hindi ko pa magagawa tong Moonlight
We create two
Evergaol.
variables and assign numeric values to them.
Cuckoo Evergaol.
This doesn't update the variables. When we update the copy price variable from the calculator again, they use the update.
I think I defeated this already.
Oh, that's wild. You've decided to get into quilting. To calculate
Or,
the number of
no,
squares
I haven't.
you need for your
I
first
didn't
quilt.
do
Let's
it.
create two variables.
I think.
Quilt width and quilt
We'll
length.
see.
Let's make this first quilt 8 squares wide and 12 squares quilt underscore width equals 10. Any spaces to page. Quilt length equals 12. Wait, oh I'm sorry. Let's make this quilt 8.
Ano ba yung natapos ko recently?
Print out the number of squares
Sellia
you'll need
Evergaol.
to create the quilt. Okay. Print.
Tsaka yung
Do I want to multiply
nasa likod
the
ng
variables?
Sellia Manor, which is ay Karya Manor pala. Ano to? Royal Grave Evergaol.
Am I just supposed to do the actual function? It turns out that quilt required a little more material than you have on hand.
Golden Lineage.
Let's only make the quilt 8 squares long. How many squares do
yeah.
we need for this quilt?
Tapos na to. So hindi ko na siya ililist dahil nagawa ko na siya. Cuckoo. Let's go to the Cuckoo Evergaol. Dahil hindi ko maalala kung nakuha ko na yung spell. So I'll just go here.
Okay. Python can also perform exponentiation. Whoa, what? In written math, you might see an exponent. You might see
Who the fuck is singing? Weird. Yep, I didn't fight the Cuckoo Evergaol. I will fight it now. Tapos ano yung susunod kong location? Dito na. Hashima, Hashibu, Hasha. Habadi. Teka, ayoko panoorin yung pinapanood ni Destiny ngayon. What the fuck? Salem Slot.
If you live in small town America, you might think that you're safe from vampires, but
Hello viewers. I have 8 views. Nice. Oh no! Difficult enemy. Ah, fuck! Wait, you're just a big enemy. Yung dun sa ano. You suck. I don't need it, but I will get it. Golden Lineage. Yeah, okay na yun. Okay, malayo pa yung isa. So, bye-bye. Done na ako sa Evergaol. Ano next level up ko? Extra 60 damage. Rivers of Blood pa din ako for now. I don't learn, don't I? New shield. Piece of shit. A lot of shields that I can't use. Ah, ganda ah. Kaso great shield kasi. Jellyfish great shield. Ah, great against lightning. Hello. Nice. 100% shield is good shield. Oh, hello guys. You explode on your body. What the fuck is that? I don't like it. I can't use my skill instantly. Ow. I don't like you. Carrion Knight Shield. Intelligence? Ilan ba intelligence ko? Yep. I believe it. What's up, my mans? Uy! Stupid. They don't explode. What the fuck? Where did I fall? Shit damage. This shit's gonna kill me. I'm stupid. That's where they're gonna kill me. Precious item ahead. Precious item is precious item. Ah, nice. Beers. I can use this one. What the fuck? Yo. Nope. Fuck you. Oh, if I could get on their ass, I could still kill them. Yeah, I need a refill. There you go. I can't hear the dude.
What pay Morgan and Morgan a dime unless they win your case. They work on a contingency fee basis, so you have peace of mind knowing that there's no other cost. And let me tell you, not all of us can afford the representation that we deserve. So if you've been seriously injured in an accident, saw game, or sinister death game, and you think you might have a case, don't let the insurance company
What the
walk
fuck?
all over you. Morgan and
Something's
Morgan
been
might
killing
be able
them.
to help out. You can click a link and
Why are you walking like that?
the link is also in the description below, or you can hit the QR that's on the screen. It's so easy, and it could potentially change your life. Thanks, Morgan and Morgan. And now, back to the show. Okay, damn, man. This family can't seem to catch a break. First, it's little Ralphie getting turned into a kid's meal, and now this? But it all ties back to one person's dumb decisions. And I'm sorry to say it, but Danny, it looks like you f***ed up. Alright, so we started off strong by not getting into the creeper van. Good choice. But then we immediately follow it up by taking the dark path through the woods, far away from any help or witnesses. And unfortunately, this is where it all went off the rails. I mean, kid, are you serious?
Not good. That's why they keep fucking dying. There's a fucking ball!
Idiot, don't go to the most isolated, least visible area possible. That's how you end up with your picture on the back of a milk carton. And when you hear noises on the trail behind you, I don't know, maybe run before he sticks you in a potato sack and feeds you to Count Chocula. So we're one son down with one more to go for your parents here, and that's when you decide to fall for the old harmonica trick. Man, Straker was really shooting fish in a barrel with you, huh? Your brother's been missing for 8 weeks. Here's something out there in the dark and think, yep, that's my brother all right. When you know there's a creeper.
Why did I take damage?
Kids. But what really sucks is that the vampire didn't just kill him, and what's about to happen now is even worse. I'm sorry, Danny, but you're f***ed up. Now, with all that being said, Danny could have led them straight to the killer, but he couldn't seem to remember anything about the attack. This is a common problem after vampire attacks, where they use their mind control to give their victims amnesia. So, in order to figure out what happened, they needed a way to trigger his memory.
Whoosh!
Back to the scene of the crime. You might not remember what he was doing that day, but Mark knows the boy was feeding
Boom.
the house. Getting all of the Ralphie they would come across the spot or they could have hired a professional hypnotist to reverse the hypnosis by passing the vampire's mental blocks and forcing the memories to come back. The vampire had to lure Danny outside because of the invitation. Vampires can't enter a home unless they're invited in by a resident. This means that one guaranteed way to survive the night is to stay inside, lock the doors and windows, and refuse to open them up for anyone until the morning. Now that Danny's been bitten, he's eventually going to die and become one of the vampire's servants. The only ways to cure that are a stake through the heart and the sunlight back, or killing the original vampire. So unfortunately, it's too late for Danny, but the rest of the town should figure out what the hell is going on. The parents rush him to the doctor, and after running tests, they find out that his red blood cell count is dangerously low. They've
No
tried
shit,
giving him
man.
transfusions, but nothing seems to work, leaving the doctors stumped as to what could be wrong. Later on, his mother notices her son reaching for the blood bank, and the boy tells her that he's getting thirsty. Thinking that he wants water, the woman runs out to find a nurse. As soon as she turns her back, Danny rips down the bag and starts frantically drinking the blood before falling back down onto the bed. That makes 2 down with 13 more to go. At the funeral, groundskeeper Mike here accidentally falls asleep while he's on his lunch break. By the time that he wakes up, it's already way after dark, and the boy's grave is still sitting wide open. Getting to his feet, he grabs a shovel and starts throwing scoops of dirt into the hole. But just then, something loudly slams against the lid of the coffin, and it's coming from the inside. Confused, the man nervously looks over the edge, where he can hear a voice calling out for help. Jumping into the hole, he quickly throws open the lid, but is surprised to see the boy still lying there the same way he was buried. The man closes it up and climbs
Here?
back out, thinking that it was all in his head. The vampire kid floats up right behind him. This time when he goes back, he realizes that the coffin is empty, and that's when vampire
Holy shit.
tackling him
does it do?
Is putting the guy to bed when he notices
Oh.
two strange marks on the side of his neck. Mike can't remember how he got them either, and all of a sudden, the teacher starts to realize the truth about what is going on. Without saying a word, he nervously locks the window to the bedroom and goes downstairs to think things over. It isn't long before the teacher hears a crash on the roof and rushes outside to see what happened. Opening the door, he notices a screen lying on the ground and looks up just in time to see a pair of legs flying into the bedroom window. Without even going back inside, he immediately rushes straight into the town to get some help from Ben and his new girlfriend, Susan. They find him looking stressed down in the lobby. He says that they need to grab a cross before following him back to the house, promising to explain more once they get there. Standing in the yard, he notices that there's no power and tells them about what he saw going in through the window. As crazy as it sounds, he thinks that Mike is a vampire.
Are you guys gonna stop spawning or what? This is OP. You want an OP weapon? Use this shit.
Once they're inside, they need to stick together and stay focused, watching each other for any signs of mind control and snapping them out of it if necessary. If Mike attacks, they can use the crosses to stun him and then stake him through the heart and finish the job. As long as you can survive until sunrise, you can always just head. Plus, heading inside, you're upstairs to find Mike lying on the bed with the window still wide open. His body is cold to the touch, but when the rider leans in for a closer look, the marks on his neck have already disappeared. Burke explains that this happens in the stories, and when his friends notice that there's still blood on the pillow, they realize that what the man's saying must be true. Thinking it over, they decide that their only option is to call the police and let them handle it, but agrees that it's better not to bring up the whole vampire thing without proof. When help arrives, Burke subtly hints that it could be connected to the other deaths, but the doctor doesn't think so, saying how the disease that killed Danny is not long before they get him. Later that same night, he is lying in bed.
Oh! Okay, great swords are nice, but I fucking hate them. I hate great sword users. Fuck. Don't get stuck on the wall.
Sent him flying backwards right through the window. It turns out that Mark here is a serious horror fan, and he immediately starts using his scientific knowledge to come up with a plan. Opening his journal, he jots down all of his strengths and weaknesses, and realizes that the only way to stop this is by killing the one who started it all. Back at Burke's house, he's still going over the evidence when he hears a suspicious noise coming from behind him.
pick up?
Morning, Dr. Cody here is working at the hospital when she gets
I want to
some
see.
bizarre news. Danny's mother was just found dead, and that makes 4 down with 11 more to go. On a hunch, she decides to go have a look at Mike's body down in the morgue. But boy, is she surprised to find out that the body is completely gone. Rushing over to Burke's house, she finds the guy lying on the floor looking like he just survived a fight with a vampire, and quickly fills him in on the situation back in town. After regrouping with Ben and Susan, the 4 of them start coming up with a plan. The teacher calls a florist in town to ask for white roses, since they're supposed to help protect from vampires, but finds out that a fancy European man already bought them all, leading them to realize that Straker must be in on it too. They need some way to prove that it's really happening, but that's when the doctor remembers that Danny's mother is still at the morgue. If they're right, then she'll turn into a vampire sometime that night, so they decide to keep an eye on her and see what happens. Now, as for Bert, he's going off on a mission of his own to find out more about the owner of the antique shop. Okay, at least now everyone's finally on the same page. The situation is only going to get worse tonight, but they still have all day to get prepared, so it's time to start coming up with a better plan. Now, Mark mentioned something important before when he was coming up with a plan of his own. Instead of worrying about Danny, he's focused on going after Barlow himself. In the lore, it's the Master's vampire's power that brings the lesser vampires back from the dead, and they're cursed to remain this way for as long as the top banana still exists. Sometimes taking the Master out instantly frees all of the others from their curse, so it's always better to go straight to the source than to waste valuable time and energy fighting his minions. And that's why the adults are making a huge mistake by splitting up. They're sending the majority of the squad to go watch Danny's mom in the morgue, when what they should be doing is sticking together and going after Barlow instead. Bert here just figured out information that ties Straker to the vampires, so they can narrow their search down to 2 possible locations, the antique shop and the Marston house. Now that they know where to look, that makes killing Barlow a whole lot easier. Just search both locations, find the vampire, and put a stake through his heart before he strikes again. The good news is that the sun just came up, so they have all day to get prepared.
Stupid.
First, I'd start with the basics and throw across some garbage. They should also get some holy water from the church and either fill a bunch of vials with small spray bottles.
Hindi siya mabot.
After that, it's time to get creative. We know that fire is another classic anti-vampire weapon, so I put together some homemade torches, Molotov cocktails, or grab a flare gun from the shop in town. If someone carried a big mirror, they could use it to reflect sunlight and burn the vampire to dust. For ranged attacks, they could try crafting a crossbow that fires stakes, or using a slingshot with holy water balloons. Once they figure out where he's hiding, they'll want to attack during daylight so that there is nowhere for the vampire to run. Once they have him weakened enough, that's when somebody goes in for the kill shot, stake him through the heart, and burn the body once it's over to confirm the kill. While the adults are still busy strategizing, Mark here has already taken matters into his own hands. Armed with a wooden stake, he quietly sneaks up to the old house and makes his way into the basement, where he starts looking around for the vampire's coffin. Suddenly, the boy feels a hand on his shoulder.
What is
It's
focus?
only his teacher, who also came there to do the same thing.
Oh.
Just then, someone slams the door behind them, locking it from the outside. It looks like Straker was watching them after all, and now they're trapped in the basement with no way out. Lighting a candle, Bert leads the way over to the steps, only to find out that they've already been destroyed. Their only chance is to lift Mark up while the teacher stays down below. But while they're distracted, Barlow slowly starts to emerge from his coffin. The boy makes it just in time, turning on the light just as the candle goes out, when all of a sudden, Barlow sinks his fangs into the man's neck, and his servant takes Mark before he can escape. That makes 5 down with 10 more to go. Meanwhile, the others are over at the morgue just waiting for
I'll
something
just
to
try
happen.
that.
Now that they're here, Susie finally decides to mention that they might want something to protect themselves, but by now it's already too late. Just then, the body starts to move as the woman calls out for her son, and Dr. Cody quickly grabs a jar of tongue depressors to make crossings. For some reason, the trick doesn't seem to be working, so they scramble to find some
I keep pressing the wrong one. Fuck me. did I do that?
Looks like they won. There's still one problem. The doctor got
Why did I fucking
she
roll?
only has a matter of seconds before she starts to turn. She has the disinfectant and a rabies vaccine, pouring the solution on her wound before injecting the medicine into her arm. Holding the cross up to her as a test, the woman breathes a sigh of relief, and she doesn't burst into flames. And it looks like she's going to be alright. Ben can tell that it's too late to save their friend, and now their only choice is to head for the town church. Okay, man, I swear, every time it looks like Ben and the others are making progress, they actually just end up making the situation even worse. Burke here made a big mistake by going into the house on his own. This could have been their chance to get Marlo by surprise, but now he knows that they're on the which is harder. Side of things, yet the doctor Cody still doesn't know exactly what causes people to transform, but she applied her existing medical knowledge to treat it like a real-world infection, and it ended up saving her life. First, she cleaned the wound using hydrogen peroxide by quickly killing off bacteria and other pathogens, and then followed it up by quickly treating herself with a dose of the rabies vaccine. Similar to a vampire bite, rabies spreads when the infected saliva enters the bloodstream. The symptoms develop fast and is guaranteed to be fatal unless you treat it quickly, which is why the doctor was in such a rush to get the medication into her body. We don't need to understand exactly why it works, we just know that it works, and that's good enough for me. So from now on, everyone in the squad should be carrying several doses of them at all times. They can even try administering a dose before they go into battle. That way, they'll already be protected against the effects of a virus. For some added insurance, the doctor might want to call all of the nearby hospitals and warn them about a potential rabies outbreak. It's much more believable than vampires, and if they're able to treat the condition before any more victims turn, this stops Marlowe's army from getting any bigger, even if the outside world doesn't yet know the whole truth. Hours later, Mark is still trapped inside the old house, desperately struggling to get himself free. Hearing Straker coming, he finally manages to get loose just in time, and ambushes the man with a golf club before he even knows what hit him, making 6 down with 9 more to go. The others head to the church, looking for help from the priest, but that's when Mark walks in with a bag full of stakes. He's about to head out and slide on the vampires for a second time, but the priest stops him before he goes, asking to see for himself. Mark leads them all the way back up to the house, saying that they'll find the man's body on the second floor. Only the dock is brave enough to go up, but before they can, the door to the basement slowly is open. Circling around, the group climbs down through the hatch on the outside, and it isn't long before they start hearing strange noises coming from the shadows. Ben grabs a stake from the bag just as they're suddenly ambushed by Vampire Burke, but accidentally misses the heart and hits him in the shoulder. He gets knocked down in the chaos, but his friends open the hatch just as the vampire is pulling him in, causing it to burn when it's hit by sunlight. Taking another stake, Ben apologizes to their friend before finishing him off, but the head vampire isn't there, and they still have to save the rest of the town. Splitting up, they decide to warn as many people as possible, before meeting to pack up at a church just as for Ben and Susie, their first stop is at her mom's place, and she was not too happy to see her daughter hanging around with the writer from out of town. Ben decides to give them some tips. That's when she starts going off about how she just got a new job as the vampire's loyal servant. All of a sudden, he screams as one of the vampires sinks his teeth into her all around the corner. Ben's able to get her back out into the sunlight, but he knows that he doesn't have long to at Mark's house, the priest tries to convince his parents that they're all in danger. It's not a single word he says. Just then, they hear a knock on the front door, and the dad insists on answering, even though they try to warn him not to track. While they're all focused on the front door, Marlo sneaks inside and grabs the boy's mother, killing her before they even know he's there. Holding him off, the priest tells Mark to run.
Fuck you.
For some reason, the vampire doesn't seem effective.
Nice.
And holds up the cross by making him doubt his faith. The cross loses all its power, and there's nothing that he can do as the vampire bites his neck, making 9 down with 6 more to go. As for Mark, his only choice take cover inside the treehouse. Using a stake to hold the creatures back, he shuts all of the windows so that they can't get inside. He sits there listening as his vampire friends dare him to come out and run. Ben speeds back to the church and rushes Susie inside, but as soon as he steps through the door, the girl is already tweaking out. He begs the doctor to get another shot, but the woman can tell that it's already too late. The only way to help her is to move all in. Suddenly, the girl pushes him off and takes off running out of the church, completely transformed into a vampire. He realizes that he sees her is surrounded by every vampire in town. Sprinting back to the church, he almost makes it when one of them suddenly rises up and picks him up as a shot. The doctor throws him a stake just in time. Crash back to the through the vampire's heart, making 10 down with 5 more to go. Okay. Well, damn. Tough break for our boy Ben here. I think it's safe to say that things aren't looking too good for the survivors. The fighters on the human side are drawing their shots, and for everyone that they lose, Barlow adds another vampire to his army, going from having the advantage to being completely outnumbered.
Nice.
And if this keeps up, it won't even matter if we escape this town because the vampires will just spread everywhere else. Their only hope now is using the few advantages that
Fuck.
they have left to stop Barlow while they still can. The most important thing is that they have the church as a safe zone where they can relax and spend the night since it sits
Unlimited.
around
So
where
up,
the
baby.
The vampires might
Removal.
fight,
Scrub, scrub.
there's still forces
Fuck. Scar.
outside without direct sunlight, which leaves Ben
I thought it
and
removes
Dr.
Scarlet
Cuckoo
Rot.
feeling
It
like
doesn't.
hours
It
of
sucks.
the way I see it, they only have 2 choices here. Either trying to ditch town the first thing in the morning, or if they try to before, with the way that it's spreading, it won't be long over the entire state. So, though running might seem like a
Is
better
a stake
idea,
here?
I guess they really don't have a choice. Here's the plan. They need to wait for morning, grab their crosses and stakes, and start
there she is.
systematically searching the town one area at a time. This could take a while, so as they go, they should gather supplies like food and water to bring back to the church. I try to recruit any survivors they find along the way because we need all the meat shields we can get. And anyone who we save will help us maybe for Barlow. Before, we said that going after the lesser vampires was a waste of time, but now that changes. Since we have to go house to house, we might as well find them because every vampire you kill during the day is one less you have to worry about at night. Following this strategy, they just have to hope to get lucky and find the right house. The only problem is that it could take a while, and there isn't a lot of time to waste. But I have one other idea that might be we know that Anne has replaced Straker as Barlow's human servant, so what they need to do is secretly follow her around and watch where she goes, because she could end up leading them straight to his hideout. In the morning, it looks like these two are the only ones left alive in the entire town. They head to Mark's place first, and next to the bodies of his parents, they find a note from the kid saying that he's going after Barlow himself.
Where do I fucking go? I know there's something here. I might be wrong. Fuck it, I'll just fucking walk. Runny, 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 runny.
Any sign of the monster, it looks like another
Runny, you
Danny,
bitch.
until suddenly Danny jumps out from the shadows and shoves him against the wall. But just when he's about to fight, the vampire looks down and realizes that Mark got him, ending his curse once and for all. Outside, he ends up running into the 2 adults. They wonder what he can, but Mark's still insisting on going after Barlow. Looking around, Ben suddenly notices that there isn't a single car left on the street, and that's when they realize where all the vampires have been hiding out. Sure enough, their hunch turns out to be right, and they find everyone's favorite car parked at the drive-in theater on the outskirts of town. The writer spots Susie's car in the crowd, and when he opens the trunk, he finds his undead girlfriend taking a power nap inside. Heartbroken, he asks the doctor to finish her off, but just as she's about to do it, she suddenly gets absolutely obliterated by a sneak attack from the girl's crazy ex-mom, making 11 down with 4 more to go. The woman just starts unloading emotional aggression, forcing Mark to duck under a car as the writer scrambles for help. To make matters worse, the sun is just ducking down behind the movie screen. Now, all of the vampires go looking up at the car. Terrified, the 2 of them run for their lives, dodging black is only
It's
a matter of
going
minutes
down.
before the head honcho wakes up. The pressure is making him think that he has to deal with the problem here and now. Really, all he's doing is wasting
Did I go
time
there
when
already?
there's another solution that they could be trying. Instead of trying to pry open the coffin here, they should start up the van or load it into the back of their car.
I know I did this one
One of
already.
them works on getting it open. The other one can take the wheel and start driving, making sure that they stay in the sunlight for as long as possible. This way, they can get some more distance between themselves and the vampire army, and buy themselves
I think
time
I
to
haven't
get
done that
into
one,
Barlow's
the
castle.
harder one.
If they can't get it open,
Just
then
keep
I would
running
drive
and
to
running.
this body of water and send the whole van to the bottom of the river. Cross running water, there's a way that he could get out of here, and Barlow. Hopefully, all of the other vampires die off too. Grabbing a crowbar in the car, the two of them struggle to pull it open. The tool gets right out of Ben's hands, and the lid of the coffin explodes as a whirlwind of energy rushes out. The two of them decide to take cover inside of the just then, Susie attacks the rider from behind, tossing Mark straight through a window, and he tries to sneak in. The light spills over into the kitchen.
Stupido!
Restarting the building's power. Outside,
Dumbass.
Mark looks up to see Barlow standing with him, surrounded by the eerie white light. The kid
Clean me.
scream, but inside, Ben here is still fighting for his life. Grabbing a chair, he hits her with the Uno reverse, pulling off a leg and piercing her through the chest. It's a stake through the heart of the blank, and that's 13 down. 2 more to go. Meanwhile, Mark is still hiding out underneath the screen, and he's near Barlow, searching for him just a few minutes, running from car to car. He tries turning on the lights to help him see in the dark, until suddenly, the vampire starts reaching down to grab him straight through the screen. The kid manages to get away first, but eventually he run, and the monster grabs him by the shirt, snarling down at him with its razor-sharp teeth. Just when it looks like he's
What?
done for, Ben pierces a stake straight through the vampire's face.
I already killed that
around
man.
and driving it down into his heart. He may have killed everyone else in town, but at least Barlow is finally dead, and the world is safe thanks to our 2 survivors. As for Ben and Matt, there's nothing else that they can do besides find a new place to try and start over. But I think we all learned a valuable lesson. If you're ever in a town where people start rising up out of their graves, just get the fuck out of there while you still have the chance. Salem's Lot. Dope movie. Long gestating remake, but, you know, more Stephen King is good in my book. But anyway, if you want to tell me anything different, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like.
You're fucked.
More videos just like this one. I'll see
I
you
want to watch something else soon. Oh, nice. Tom Dark.
To be honest, I'm being chill for warning you. Now, someone like me is a wolf among sheep. I'm one of a kind. To be honest, I can tell predictions. Word Simps kind of been overblown in recent years. I've been probably something more being called Sims who are Sims. But I also understand that there are a lot of crazy depths that some of us guys will go to in order to get some movement. Okay, and I understand it. Okay, look, we're all human at the end of the day.
Cody
Sometimes
Co,
that primal urge takes
the rapist.
and you end up back on yourself. But Sims, or in this case, nice guys, they just take it to a whole other level of desperation. Nice guys will deprive themselves of any sense of self-worth in order to get a woman to be with them in any capacity. They will refer to women as goddesses, which is awesome, right away. My goddess. And they'll say absolutely anything to get women to perceive them as nice, non-threatening, kind of like low testosterone, friendly, cuddly, emotionally intelligent. You know, more often than not, I don't think girls are really into that because, you know, in the same way that they're not really necessarily attracted to like low jack steroid, Samsung like type guy in the world, right? It's like testosterone off the charts, void and like they're not really into that. They're also not really into people who are the complete opposite of the spectrum. I know this because I'm a woman. But the funny thing with these nice guys, you see the way they act online, is this rejection that they get from these girls is often followed by a seething rage and retaliation. They kind of go to the other side of the spectrum. It doesn't take long for this kind of person's past to slip, and they're definitely very comparable to incels. So we really just say that nice guys are
Okay,
kind of an early
let's go.
and thankfully for us, there's one place online where these nice guys have been documented, studied, scientists have pondered over them for years and years, decades, millennia even, and that place is r/infamous. A separate infamous case
Nice.
Or he screenshot and posted on Reddit. Really? He's a pretty lucky guy to have a girl like you. I guess. A pretty lucky guy. See the guy who wrote the recent post? That surprised me a lot. He just looks so much different from what I thought he would do. How would you know? I know you would think. Yeah. That's actually good. That's business walk. The way to talk to the girls is to say they're already into it or like it's a done deal. It's sealed. You just gotta insist. Time to do it. Even if you think you know, you just haven't realized yet. Half the girl being all the other guys don't know. I know you want to be with me, even though you don't. That was over 2 years ago. You still think about me? Not really. Why not? Because we haven't talked since high school. You know, I wish you would have said yes when you asked me out. Yeah, that kind of hurt. Now this is an interesting case here because usually you don't see a case where the girl is already happy with this guy out in the past. But he's the one who said no, and now he's kind of regretting it because whatever other options he had to try out. It is very interesting. But he might be able to turn things around. Come back around. Maybe he's gonna
No shit, Sherlock. The jump. Nice eyes, man. Good cat. You're the fucking best. You really are. Fuck you. not gonna do that every day.
Just too hot.
I'm gonna have a really buff body if I do. Body.
Yes! Go! I'm more interested in a relationship. Yes, but if sex is good, we'll want more in a relationship. Yeah, with that logic, I think that makes sense aside from the back. I prefer relationship to sex. I'm not gay. I love women. Yeah! Yes! Didn't think you were gay. You just think you wanted to have sex, not a relationship. It's so funny how girls think they're in control. When if the guy wants to be with you, you can get her. When are you free? Not sure. You're so tiny. I can throw you through a wall. Whoa! Yeah! He's strong. He's an alpha male. This isn't even sexual. He sounds like a WWE wrestler. Sorry, I'm a good guy. Just horny sometimes. It's like his brain was in control the majority of it, and his dick just like took the cock and control of it. And then he finally regained control for the next dozen years. Sorry. I need to say it. I don't want to work very long. I just want to sometimes. I don't need that. I promise. I do that. This guy is fighting a real demon as well as young men fight. He's trying to keep the horny demon under control. Unfortunately, he's losing every few times. I just want you to take care of him. Just be there for me. You can see here, he's definitely regained control. Okay? Listen, next move, you gotta call it a butterfly. So, I mean, really just say it's a larva. So you have it. If you want to feel back with the cool to see what's awesome. Okay, that's the strategy. And suck me off once a day. I will love you. Yeah, me too. This is going on right. First of all, gotta say, it's fucking awesome. That is sick. He couldn't help himself and speak in that last one. And every moment, he's fighting nervous. He's like, I just want to take care of you. I just want to love you. And guys, and your boyfriend.
Stop moving. Fucking die. Fucking bitch. I don't learn. That's my problem. Fucking die. Okay, just get my gold. And, fuck that shit. That's an optional boss. Actually, hindi naman boss yun eh. Well, ano siya? Earth 3, whatever. The Ulceric Earth 3 Spirit.
Dude, throat massage. I mean, at least he's creative. I mean, I've never really heard of this innuendo before. My penis in your mouth. Honestly, +5 credit goal to this guy for creativity and relevance to the conversation. He didn't bring it up out of nowhere. He was working it in. He was being careful. He was slowly massaging the wall. I don't think so. Are you a doctor? What's your address? I'm gonna come and give you one. It'll be fun. Hurry up. I think my fever's too high. You don't tell. This is just a silly joke. You won't.
Go, fuck him up. Go Crystalline. Crystallion. Yeah, focus on her. Fuck! I want to go home.
Something happened between the this way. Whatever it is must be really good. It's my mother.
You're...
Now this next post is titled, I'm a good man. I want to treat you nicely after the friends. Now this one has very little context, only the outright first after the end. We don't want to normally I would say this is a woman who's decided to be Kamatis in this text.
Dumb?
Who are so bad that I think regardless of whatever happened before, it's probably not good.
Yeah,
It's probably
dumb.
Listen, I hate you.
Didn't expect shit.
Now that I know you're a fucking murderer, here's what will happen. I will shove my dick in your loose, maggoty, like it's rotting. What do you want to put in there if it's maggoty? I will shove myself in your maggoty kitty and ensure you will cry. I will tear your kitty apart. You don't know what my dick is like. It will reach your kidneys and ruin you. I texted you very nicely to grow. You didn't listen. I know where you live. You know what I mean. Wow, this is not even just a nice guy. He's being too maxed up. This is way more aggressive.
Dark Moon Ring.
Probably have a torn kitty until your butt.
Kuha ko na yun, diba?
People look up.
Yep, I have that.
Prove that you're a you'll get treated. I am a good man. I would have treated you nicely. Even would have bought you stuff. You would have bought her stuff, thank God. But you ruined that with your gratitude. Then that's what you're fucking with. Guys, just for the record here, okay? Despite what he said about her pussy being maggoty, I'm saying he knows what he knows. Obviously, it doesn't scare her. He did offer to buy her. Okay, he might, buy her.
Looks like I'm
Switch, nice Hello Kitty plushie, and based on that,
trying to fight a
he is nice
boss.
guy. Come on, as demonstrated from this text, he's been treated badly in the past. So I think this Reddit is kind of being mean to this guy. Why can't we all just give love a chance? And for our final and perhaps most epic nice guy of the day, we have perhaps the worst possible example. I did say the worst for last for you guys just because of how bad it is. This is essentially just a wall of text sent by a guy with a secret that will be revealed after reading this text chain. And you can tell why he was keeping it a secret because of how insane it is. Also, this wall of text, like I was thinking maybe it was AI generated, maybe it was fake, but just because of how specific it is and how in-depth it is, I don't think that any AI could have written this. I don't think this is a text chain. Doctor, so I just took a minute to look at your pictures that you sent me of all the plants, vegetables, etc. That's really impressive. I hope you take this as a compliment. I was talking to my neighbor.
Steak lang.
He's 17. He asked me why I was so interested in you, given that other
Well,
people have interests. I explained to him as a man, your selectivity is
let's do it.
those pictures of a very successful garden is a far bigger turn than any rotten picture of some woman being happy. Sure, ask me if I think she's good.
You know what?
Again, he's 17, so I just didn't really
I'll run to it. Back to it. I don't want to lose my fucking soul.
Maybe that sounds like trash. I'm being selective more than ever. I would say in conclusion, and hopefully this is not the last message you get from me, but if it is, I think you should take a look in the mirror right now, stare up and down every inch of yourself, and understand that you're looking at someone who's valued by one of those men that women are always trying to find. You're looking at one of those men that's valued by people that women are always trying to find. You're looking at an alpha male. You're looking at a diamond in the rough. You're looking at a needle in a haystack. You have finally found me. You're entirely
Fuck, they saw me. I don't know what you're praising there, but fuck that shit. There, I can live with losing 13. Water slide. Let's go, baby. Wake up. Oh! Chill, daddy. I wonder if I should use the lightning ring. Ooh, shit. Nice. Crystal, get this aggro. This is a hard boss. Ooh! Ah! He does have blood loss, so nope. Gonna use the sword. Plus 25. Of course. I can deal with that. You just need to chill. Boom. Nice moves. gotta be fucking shitting me. You gotta be fucking me, man. Fuck you. Ah. Boom, boom. What the fuck? Help me! Go, Crystallian, I believe in you. Please don't tell me you have a second phase. First phase is good enough. Stagger the bitch. I'm expecting a second phase. Huh. No second phase. Nice. You good? Shibbity-boo, shibbity-bop. Oh, side of grace. So my damage is good. Survivability is what I need next. Raise the sorcery. Victory. Let there be rump. Village of Antibiotics.
If I'm being honest, I was just pissed about this thing. Like, you guys could just give me another fucking second. I stumbled upon my words. Let me catch my thought.
I need you to finish right now.
We're forcing the son to eat. Looks like he's fighting for his life on a man versus food challenge right now.
Monitor my children just to make sure that they are doing their homework and get off the phone.
Oh, that's fine. She has the red razor. I only ever got the
Get off the ledge! Motherfucker. Get down. Motherfucker! What is that? Oh, another one? I'm sorry. I'll avenge you. Ah! Down! Another one? I don't think I'm supposed to fight all of them. Yeah, fuck it, man.
Much scarier things, let me tell you. It's 4:50 a.m. on the first morning of the swamp in Florida, and Dolly must take Danielle to swim practice. I wonder if she always sits in the back seat, or if it's just because of the people. Because a lot of times when something is odd like that on a show like this, it can be simply explained by the presence of the people. But when it's a family like this, on web swap, it's anyone's guess.
And it made me feel like I
shitty setup.
Approached their house. She made a comment about it being Halloween bound for them. Led me to believe that it is not the Halloween season. Not very convenient for my Halloween video to start again, but like I said, I may be reaching a bit with this one. So if that's the case, I'm gonna make them walk around the neighborhood,
Jump where?
trick-or-treating at some random time of the year. Worse, that might just be worse than the last episode when they had gone door to door, inviting their neighbors to their shitty neighbors cookout.
Ellen, you need to learn what it's like to be again and reconnect with your wife and kids. So we're gonna trash your tie and give you a taste of what it's like to be beautiful.
I was gonna make a joke when they started the change ceremony that she was making throwaways ties. No, that's silly. She's making throwaways ties. And back at the Schultz household, we're starting week 2 online, taking down all the Halloween decorations. She's going to accomplish. Well, we'll find out hopefully what that's supposed to accomplish at some point. Now, get back to the Smith household.
Nice. Who do you think you are, Malenia? Holy shit, I'm burning.
I'm still waiting. This is happening. The neighbors are all quite clear because they have goals of getting ready for them.
Stop running at me.
Nice don't get loud and go somewhere early in the morning. If not, we'd be tired, wet, and cold and all during the school day, and that's just gonna never get to that vacation, I guess.
They will. Grab a towel. They'll probably do the trick. Trick or treat. Halloween.
My first swim practice was really cool. Hopefully my dad will let me keep on doing this.
Like I've said before, it is always the youngest kids that love this show. My daughter is actually really enjoying swimming so far. I think she's also still young enough to not really enjoy it being up this early. You know how when kids are young enough, they don't give a shit being up early as fuck. Although I think the son is at the cusp of that age of that not quite being the case anymore in his life. Alright, when the kids wait, they hang out with the kids. Still struggling, they prepare. That Tyler. Just for a week. All the fucking rules!
It was more important to me to stand up for my values.
I also love the dad being like,
I missed this. Fuck.
Dad, this is stupid.
that's right, blame girl on that shot at him sitting there with his pajamas on. So, I want to see how
Christine was killed. I don't know. She's still in the field. This lady needs to be a reality check.
might just be you've seen.
Shit.
Yeah, I see that.
Maybe I need the stagger weapon.
Violently disagree.
It's just one day into the new regime and Brian's breaking the rules for the second time.
But on this episode, both dads are pretty consistently not going with the flow on this one.
In Florida, Dolly has ruled the Smiths make a Christine-inspired scarecrow, hoping if Alan can stand up to it, he can stand up to her.
Anyways, I'd like to tell you to slow down, to just take a moment, to have a little more family time, to enjoy this.
Look, albeit the concept I mean, I know the producers were probably just like, kid, we don't have the budget for you to be able to set Xbox on TV, so just sleeping.
You're a fossil. You have lost your childhood.
Yep. Staggered this bitch. Staggered this bitch. Shit. I'm burning. I'm burning. I'm burning! I'm dying! No. Oh, nice. Just doesn't do much damage though. I'm gonna die. Isn't there a frost katana or something? Ooh, what happened to that? I like that. Wait! This is ice lightning! Yep. I don't give up. I just keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going.
To me,
Despite its existence being relatively short-lived, the impact that Vine had on the internet cannot be overstated. Without it, we wouldn't have epic cult classics like Vine was the jumping-off point for a handful of prominent and despised creators, such as Liza Koshy, David Dobrik, and the Paul brothers. However, one of the most revered people to come from the Vine era is Cuckoo. What started as 6-second skits from
Oh, Nitro Ride.
displayed successful careers as content creator, comedian, podcaster, and even rapper. He even launched his own subscription site for a network of fellow creators to pay for it. People generally saw Cody as one of the most likely people on the entire internet. Benefits of his allegations of misconduct with a 17-year-old teen Mojo. Now he's disappeared from the public eye, not saying a word about the controversy for months on end, leaving many wondering if he'll ever return. We're not the members of the site.
Doon niya ako nahuhuli. Ah! Focus mode. What a whiff from me. I can do this. I can do this. Come on. Ah, okay. To run away inside. greedy. Almost there. Fuck yeah, bitch. Huh. Fuck you. Is the fan annoying? I'm sorry.
Despite this, Eve makes it perfectly clear in the description that it's simply a joke and implies that Jake was overreacting. In a video posted shortly after by Cody, he reflects on the situation, calling it awkward and uncomfortable. Regardless of Jake's reactions to this, Cody managed to brush it off. Made a
What's
few
this
jokes,
voice?
and simply moved on.
You can come for me as much as you want, but don't come for my software engineers. That's where I draw the line.
The story can be picked up by a handful of commentary YouTubers as well as multiple media outlets, only further pushing Cody's sub count, eventually surpassing 3 million subscribers by the end of the day. But thankfully, not everybody Cody made videos on took it nearly as personal. In October of 2019, Cody uploaded a That's Cringe episode featuring Garmon. Garmon had become infamous in the YouTube community for his wholesome and life-changing stories. The subject matter of these stories usually involved a selfish or arrogant antagonist learning a hard lesson, and the good-natured protagonist triumphing in their
What?
commentary channels to go on it.
And he cares more about spending time with me than to me. That's worth more than any credit card.
Just like, yeah, that's what a poor person would say. However, Cody and Noel's reaction to Garmon had a surprising twist. Rather than confronting Cody for bullying like Jake Paul did, Garmon sent him a private message, showing his support and offering to collaborate on the project. Cody agreed, and today's episode Chef Ranni supplier new truck, in which he makes a brief cameo. Cody followed this up with a video titled The Garmon Experience, where he documented the process of creating the episode. It was during this time he began to understand
Motherfucker.
as well as feeling like you found a new friend in the process.
You gotta end my video like we ended yours. Alright, let's do this. So, thanks for watching, and please remember, telling stories or changing lives.
This entire situation only further proved that Jake Paul's notion of Cody being a bully was completely false. If anything, Cody demonstrated he was willing to talk to anyone who criticized and learn to understand him. He could have very easily continued to pump out content ridiculing Garmon's videos, but instead he chose a much more positive direction. Notably, both of his run-ins with Jake Paul and Garmon always ended with him on top, which ultimately solidified his already strong reputation. But he would continue to grow as the years went on, and it was for far more than just his YouTube
I'm an idiot.
video. They signed a handful of
Woo!
years, pulling in hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube and generating tons of revenue from these. They were even successful enough to get huge names like Post Malone and Mr. Beast to make guest appearances on the podcast. It's hard to deny that Cody and Noel received a level of success very few creators could dream of. In December of 2021, Cody proposed to his girlfriend Kelsey, and the two later got married.
Maybe I'm just retarded.
But of course, I wouldn't be talking about any of this if the story ended here. In summer of 2024, the clip was uploaded to TikTok.
Maybe I am. Let's just get the 30,000 souls and find another way. Wait, what level am I? Nice, 107.
Without much thought, this clip might not be seen as influential, aside from the damning allegations that Cody does with the show, and therefore is a part of the kind of media. That is, until you consider she claims she was 17 when they hooked up, meaning Cody was about 25 years old. This wasn't even the first time Tennant had claimed to have had sex with Cody when she was under the age of consent. She made a similar implication 3 years earlier during an episode of the canceled podcast filmed in 2021.
Yep, I'm just stupid. Oh, Crystallians. Hi.
Anyone who did pay attention was at the time convinced by Tennant's claims. It's no secret that Tennant Mojo was
Can I not fight you?
a handful of controversies that soured on Cody image. In 2017,
What the fuck these do? Okay.
Okay. Series,
Ah!
using the N-word despite previously criticizing Adula for doing the same.
Come on, fuck with me, dog. Fuck with me. Ah!
Attendees were forced to stand in line 4 hours, getting third-degree sunburns and passing out from dehydration. This was likely due to the fact that the venue could only hold 50.
I forgot.
Yet over 5,000
If you fight him while riding the horse, he sucks. Like, super duper sucks.
which led many to doubt the authenticity of anything he said.
That he me with a toothbrush. He me with a toothbrush.
All of these factors, paired with the seemingly infallible reputation of Cody Keller, led many to dismiss the allegations of fraud. However, this second time around, people took it a bit more seriously, which prompted Tennant to further expand on the situation in future podcast appearances. On June 21st, a new episode of the canceled podcast was uploaded, in which Tennant, for the first time, elaborated on the details of her and Cody's entanglement.
But it's everywhere on the internet. I know people want me to talk about it. I'm going to do my best. You know, to be back at the Cody situation, it is, I definitely am like,
Ow.
you know what I mean? And there were so many situations. There was a situation with, she pulled the fiber.
Oh.
And I can look at that and be like,
Fuck you, dog.
This fact seems to be around.
Let me get my souls. No. Are you stronger? You seem stronger. My dog!
was like 9 years old.
Plus you're 17.
Yeah.
Mhm.
According to Cody himself, a grown man was the same as a girl. People question why he was willing to do anything with Hannah if he knew it was wrong. Another extremely important detail some felt necessary to point out was Cody's association with Colby Leachman, along with his friend he didn't know. The story initially being tracked
Stop chasing me, fucker. Nice. How did you die?
The school dropped the sexual misconduct investigation due to an apparent lack of cooperation on the supposed victims of that. The woman took a leave of absence in
Let's jump.
2012,
Yeah.
at which point she decided she wanted to file an official police report and was ready to testify in court. However, she did not follow up on the original steps on her return in 2012. That being said, she did eventually submit a written statement accusing Colby Leachman and Brian Self of non-consensual sexual activity and murder. No contact orders were put in place against the two men, and investigations began. When the case was presented to the police, the county's district attorney declined prosecution, and the police never charged either men for their crimes. Duke hired a clinical psychologist named Sellia Evergaol to investigate the allegations and prepare a detailed report of her findings. Her report was ultimately insufficient, with the court noting a lack of evidence that the victim was impaired during the event and inconsistent details of the events that transpired. Colby was placed on probation for his remaining time at Duke due to violating Duke's unauthorized surveillance of the property. But he was never formally charged or caught for the alleged assault. This is what's led to a lawsuit against Duke University, with this woman moving to trial. An investigation was mishandled by the school due to negligence. It's also worth mentioning that Colby's parents were both employed at the school, with his stepfather being the school's provost. While there's no evidence the scandal was swept under the rug due to this factor, the idea most certainly isn't off the table. The judge's final verdict in the lawsuit states, while reasonable people might think that more serious consequences would have been appropriate for the two students who took part in the non-consensual
I look nice.
sex act with like
Well, my wife, because this is a female character. Nope, still too heavy. Let me check something first for my work. Electric fan. Yeah, dig 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 dig. Yeah, dig dig dig. getting disabled, man. Now what? Get off the fucking horse. Stop hitting my horses. Okay, bud. I'm so sorry, Great Snake. You must die. Need to wash my face, I'm oily. Masakit na yung mata ko nang walang ilaw. I have to turn it on. Nice.
It does at least have to harness the same sorts of things that made the original game was. It's got to have a disturbing thematic story,
Oh.
rough survival horror combat, and resource
Wrong
management
place.
makes you feel like you're barely getting by. The drab, rusty, dilapidated atmosphere that sticks with you forever, and puzzles that are oh so perplexing and strange. Combat and resource management is the most important thing for me. I mean, that's the main reason I love these games. To feel like I am surviving through a war scenario. And oh no, that combat trailer they showed later, man, I don't know, it looked less like the originals appeal and more like regardless of just what close for feelings I experienced leading up to this thing's release. Here it is in my hands. It's out. I played it. I beat it. And I got a whole lot of thoughts and feelings about it. Well, I guess we'll start with the verdict, huh? I know a lot of people just want to know already, is it good, is it bad, somewhere in between. What did I think of it? Well, you know, I kind of really didn't expect the same.
No! You killed my horsey. That's bullshit damage. That's too much damage! Stop going over there. You might despawn again. Woo! One more, come on. Please don't die. Looks like not dying is a bit harder than I thought. Fuck you. And your mom. restoration
So much
sucks.
easier to look up at all of these buildings and really appreciate all the new detail. I was a little worried about how the fog would look because that is one of the most iconic looking things about the
Nice.
original. I'd say it's pretty good. It has that same just pure white lifeless feel to it. So thick you can't even really see very far in front of you. And the new camera does complement that quite a bit. Even the way you can look up at the sky now and you see it completely engulfed by the clouds. Now the worst thing I can say about the presentation is not all the time, but sometimes this feels like a post-processing nightmare. This is the worst thing I can say for the visuals. I mean, it felt so weird to start this game, and immediately you're looking at reflections that are stuttery and pixely looking and fuzzy, and it's kind of really distracting sometimes. Now, obviously, it does look a lot better on the resolution mode, but I'm not going to play a game on resolution mode. I like how it feels at a certain frame rate because it feels better to play. I care more about that than some visuals being a little smoother, right? I've heard some people say they played on PC and they didn't have these problems whatsoever. But on the flip side, I've also talked to friends that played it on PC and they had good modern PCs.
Is it Ranni?
And
Oh,
they
she looked like
also
that.
reported to me the exact same post-processing reflections issues. And I really hope they fix this sort of thing with patches because it is really distracting and it's kind of a shame because the environment.
You know, I didn't even know what happened in the story to get to this point. I basically finished side quest for the ending that I want to get.
So it was thee who would become my lord. Perhaps then I am pleased. I go now till I bid thee and once
It's an instant build. Fucking shit. Do I need faith in the first place? How much faith do I have? No, I had the bare minimum. Arcane is good. It's good. It's a good stat, so I'm not gonna change it.
Beautiful and fun to look at and completely absorb, and that much did take me out a little bit. But that's the worst I can say about the visuals. Everything else is utterly fantastic. Now, honestly, I wasn't really worried about the visuals. I felt like that was going to be the one thing that this game does
Did I
get
finish
right,
this?
on top of Bloober's ability to make really nice-looking games, and the fact that they have the original artist who worked on the original game. I felt like the direction there would probably be good enough.
I think this is the bear
It is a
cave.
lot better than good enough, though. It really is an amazing looking thing. That sense of deliberate dilapidation. You know, there's trash everywhere, there's garbage, there's things crumbling apart, wallpaper peeling off the walls. Yet it doesn't feel haphazardly placed around. They did a really good job of carefully putting it together in a way that drags your view across it. That's just interesting to look at. That kind of tells a story of who was doing things here before you came in and looked at it all abandoned and lifeless now. And with how the Silent Hill series has always been revered for its incredible lighting, especially for the time, pretty nice to see what really feels like some of the best horror lighting I think I've ever seen in a modern AAA game yet. Many of the old details are all still there, like the way you can find a teddy bear in the apartment, but there's a lot of new stuff too. Well, I don't know if this was really in the original. I'd have to really look closely again, but walking around town and seeing all of these flyers, posted polls, talking about a drug problem, and it's kind of interesting, like, yeah, that makes sense because of the whole Kaufman thing.
Nandito
in
daw yung
Silent
ano
Hill
eh.
1. That would have been a presence in this Bloober acknowledged that with extra details. Kind of does help make
May dungeon
the
dito?
universe of Silent Hill feel
Nice.
a little bit more there and consistent. So that seemed to be all I heard people talking about.
Yeah,
when this
natalo ko
came
na nga pala si Radan.
when people are playing
playing it 2 days early because if you pre-ordered it, you could play it 2 days earlier. I think you have to pay like the extra $2. I didn't do that. I just played it on release like normal. But man, I was just seeing how it's full of Easter eggs for the fans. Like I saw the whole Comic Sans version of the Silent Hill Ranch, you know, a reference to that stupid sign in the HD collection version. And you got like clip into a building to find it. I was just seeing stuff like that. Like, oh, when you go in the motel, you can find the detective's hat, just like he was there in the Silent Hill 3. It's like, sure, those are cool details. But that was all I was seeing people talk about. So I still wasn't super confident that this game was going to be good based on just that. So if you're worried that's all it was going to be, don't worry. The attention to detail here really does feel like a labor of love. They took everything that was there in the original, the way the wallpaper looked, the way the crumbling buildings looked, and they just pushed it further. It really does feel like Silent Hill 2. It's just way more detail. And when I say pushed, I mean like amount of detail. I don't mean like pushing the emotion, pushing how loud the scene is. And that's something I was pretty worried about because Silent Hill 2 just had this subtle groove to it. It got things across without yelling it at you. I mean, even like that first trailer for the game, James's reflection in the face, it just felt like, oh, look at this emotion he's feeling, while the original felt more hollow and vacant of emotion. And this is a really good example showing that they definitely did listen to feedback because his reflection in the final game much closer to what the original one was getting across. One thing that's neat is that there's no longer any loading screens. When you go through a door, James just pushes it open and you just walk through in one uninterrupted take. Now, I do think the loading screens, it did add a little bit to the tension. Like, you go into the door, and you have these, like, 3 or 4 seconds of just a loading screen wondering, is there going to be something in there? Am I going to be safe? That feeling does get removed because of the lack of loading screens. But it does add to the feeling of just exploration and really being there. So, it's a trade-off that makes it different, but not worse or better.
I'm almost
It's
there.
just a cool, different thing. Now,
Shouldn't have stopped.
Of course, that's going to have a lot of mixed reception from my fans because the way the camera worked did complement the way the unwieldy gameplay kind of operated in the original. It was something I really liked, having to worry about the camera as much as I was worrying about the placement of my character. And with modern games, it's kind of one thing instead of 2 separate things. The character and the view move together. You move the view to move the character. And when you do it that way, 2 things get lost. More unique styles of gameplay get lost, and the ability to carefully bring the player's attention to certain things, especially item placement and stuff like that. Maybe there's an important thing you have to go up and interact with, and we don't need to make it glow or shine or have like a label on it. As long as we just carefully paint these camera angles well, the player will understand what they're looking at the moment they look at it. And that is something you do completely remove when you make the camera something you just control all the time. I remember Fatal Frame 2, the Wii version, had a new over-the-shoulder camera, and it really didn't do the game very much justice. It really felt like that thing was made without that camera in mind, and suddenly a lot of the scares were no longer as effective, and just exploring the areas didn't feel as interesting because you weren't getting all of these cool perspectives. It just felt like you were looking at the same sort of thing the whole time. You're looking at walls from the same angle. It just ends up with a lot less visual variety. Luckily, though, this being a lot more from the ground up and reimagined and with a lot more changes to it, it feels a lot more made with that sort of thing in mind than like that Fatal Frame 2 remake. Some scares are cleverly programmed to not occur until you're looking in the right way. One good example here is when you shine the flashlight over here, this thing escapes. Now, I saw this moment a couple of times because this was a hard part of the game and I died a few times. But each time I looked at that thing going away, I would do it with different timings. I kind of tested it to see, is this really that consistent? And I kind of tried on purpose to mess it up, but it still unfolds properly. So I can see people being worried about the new camera, but they actually do make everything work with it in mind. Besides, if it's going to be a new version of the game, it may as well be a new version of it, right? Not everything's got to be the same. So the changing camera, I'm on board. Oh, and the way they make the other version is absolutely fantastic. It sort of feels like they were drawing a little bit more from the Silent Hill 1 other one. Because in that one, and I guess in Silent Hill 3 as well, there's way more rusty imagery, way more of those metal industrial cages. It feels like maybe they didn't make all of those assets yet when they're making Silent Hill 2, and then they didn't have that for 3. Here it feels way more like the other world from 1 and 3. And that was really cool to see. It felt like you're bringing a little bit of that original Silent Hill flavor into the second game in a way that felt a little lacking. shooting from the combat imagery is so cool, and it felt like I was experiencing it for the first time. Now, one change I will found was the writing, like when you're picking up notes and you see things that are relevant to James's story. There's the map overlap between what James is going through and what he's searching for. And I was a little worried that that stuff might end up feeling kind of cheesy and stupid. But I would say any of the new games they actually do feel pretty well in line with the writing you would expect. A lot of phonetically loose words that are describing the experiences of other people that feel oppressive and strange, surreal and freaky, and a lot of times just kind of make you think about what James is going through in a new way, which is kind of the purpose of it. So that's all still there. I think the only thing I saw that really stood out to me as kind of silly and cheesy is when you're in the prison and you come out and the words "reap what you sow" are scribbled on the wall, and I kind of rolled my eyes.
God bless
like,
you.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I thought that was a little goofy, but otherwise it's perfectly solid. A lot of writing notes are still in there. Some things are turn. I think about the walk to the bar. That was not there, and some things aren't there, but a lot of the more important ones, especially the ones where the more thematic to what I was experiencing, a lot of that stuff is being a modern remake, you know, when you're interacting with the environment around you, they have all of these Last of Us style button prompts, just all these floating little white circles in front of everything that you can interact with. And that was something that felt a little antithetical to the feeling of the original. The original Silent Hill 2 had no, and I know that feels like kind of a pretentious immersion thing to do, but it was a neat effect, you know. It's going to stand out the way they carefully changed the scene, and that was something I thought was going to be completely lost with the new camera, and it's like, okay, yeah, with a dot, or otherwise it's going to get completely lost, squashed together in this environment full of ways to play games.
Yep, the Dark Souls 2 strat still works.
And I find
Just go to the right side.
it's a big old game.
Hold your shield up.
Playing it like that for 10 minutes, like, okay, well,
Sooner or later they'll mess up.
I'm
Fuck.
supposed to look for. So you just end up throwing it. That is what I expected to do. But I beat the entire game with no HUD because holy shit, they actually designed every environment to bring your attention to the items in that same way. They just make it work with a new camera. They use careful lighting, or maybe the objects themselves stand out. Most of the time when you're finding a healing item, for example, it's in a bright orange box. And I feel like that box probably looked more like a traditional red or white first aid kit, but they chose a color that you're never going to miss. And even the health drinks, it's the same health drink design, and it still does a really good job of standing out. Again, just subtle lighting tricks. And you know, while brushing up against the corners of the environment while mashing the X button to get everything, that was kind of the go-to way to just find everything. That still mostly works, but I find it's a little finicky. I find that trying to buy items where you can pick it up, whether the circle which is like solid placement, I find that can be a little finicky sometimes. When you just have the HUD on. But playing without the HUD, that did give me a problem sometimes. It could have felt like picking stuff up was, I don't know, the hitboxes should have been slightly bigger, I think. So I guess it's not perfect, but it's pretty much there. I was able to finish the entire game. I was playing to play this game, and I'm pretty freaking happy, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, there were a couple of times where I used a key item and ran around a little bit, and then I went back and found it. But that was part of the experience. That is part of the experience.
We're gonna fight you in there. There's Scarlet Rot there. There you go. There you go. Wait, I defeated you before. Evergaol?
Again, especially since most games, you turn the HUD off and it's actually not unplayable, like they want to present it. So now we're pretty freaking wicked. Exploring and looking at items and stuff, that is still a huge part of it. I love in survival horror games. Still a huge quest, whether it's healing stuff, whether it's key items, of a lot of detail really goes a long way. You're opening drawers, you're going through old apartments, you're trying to find anything that helps, and it really encourages you to really look around and take in all this detail they put there. That is really how you do these sort of games with all the detail. You gotta make the player with a reason. Looking for stuff that can be on there, they did. Stuff I was really hoping for. The survival horror gameplay. How much is it gonna feel like I'm scraping by, and how much is it gonna be like if I just kind of know what to do, like being a lot of use my usual strats lightly, am I just gonna have an easy time? That's what I said to my wife. First play, and I said, this is a real challenge. If I beat this game without dying too many times, and I get through every encounter, and it feels like I'm already going through motions that I just kind of predicted and just did, then I'm gonna be a little disappointed, I guess. But I was happily pleased to see that the survival horror gameplay, yeah, it is challenging. It does feel like you're barely scraping by, and taking out enemies safely without getting hit, that involves real decision making. You're really thinking about what you have, and you're thinking about how confident you are in your ability to take out each enemy with what options you have. You're really making choices all the time. I actually found myself challenged by this in a way that survival horror games really should. Even if I did kind of know what to expect from a lot of the major beats of the gameplay because it is a remake, but enough of it was different gameplay-wise that it was a whole new thing that I had to relearn, and it felt like I was playing a brand new survival horror game and learning the muscle memory, learning every enemy type, how to respond. What's better, to use one bullet here and then whack them, or like am I going to just full on try to use melee and save bullets entirely? I was making those decisions every couple of moments, just like the original, and that is what I'm looking for most, and they got that here. So first, I guess I'll say that the health resources have been simplified. There's no longer 3 types of healing items. You used to have the health drink, which recovered the time of it, the first aid kits, which recovered about 70%, and the ampules, which were, I don't know, like a funny little vial, a substance that would just give you full health. There is no longer the middle one. They got rid of first aid kits. Now it's just health drinks. They're not ampules anymore, they're just syringes. But now you just have the light heal and the full heal. That's it, nothing in between. Now I believe the reason for this change is so the way you use the healing items can be mapped to the triangle button. So you tap triangle once to drink a health drink, and he does it in real time. It's not like off screen anymore. So healing now, I guess I'll compare it to like a Dark Souls game. You know, when you're in a boss fight, you have to find the time to heal.
Oh, this guy.
Get knocked out while healing. You have to heal which
I win button.
I'm a little bit bummed the that original health design the game doesn't just give you a ton of resources. I was barely getting anything. I was not going to have much left to really be very effective.
I can't read this move. That's why I hate big bosses like these.
Because I can't afford bullets. But in doing that, it's like, oh god. That was something I was blown away by when I saw the trailer. It was so passionate and so visceral. But it was more so the way which
So my friend does have a weakness.
really does feel like this juggling of actions that you wanted to go well. And I was really surprised by that because before you to get it ready, and then when you press the button, you got like and
No! got either.
More like if you're close enough, animation where you hit it, but if you're not close enough, you do the animation where you miss, and there's a whole the height. You have to time it. It just feels like you got it. And it's like, oh no, that was the whole point of the combat. You know, people are like, well, the combat's supposed to be fun. Exactly. The combat's supposed to be circle and you literally have an iframes move. You press circle and it's like the Dark Souls roll. You have iframes really briefly. So just if you time it right when they do their attack, you're gonna be invincible. Now that might not sound that hard, but again, think about Dark Souls. Reading the enemies and figuring out when they're going to attack and learning each one by one. It is that same sort of thing. So the jackets, for example, the most standard Goomba enemy, the ones that look like they're walking around in their jackets made out of skin and flesh. Skin and flesh, yeah, two different things change. You can just go up and clobber them, but you have to carefully look for the animation that's going to mean they're going to lunge at you. And if you don't time it right, they'll hit you. And it's so easy to panic mash. Like, I just want to panic dodge. Why I really learned movements. Why would you done it? Before I really learned where to put that, I actually kept dying this. And then you just like, oh, I do know I got it. But the more I did it, the more I started trying to relax.
Woo! Nice dodging by me. Not so nice dodging.
You can defend it, and there is unscathed. It's still really hard. Every time I come up to an enemy, I can 100% certain that I will do it without the enemy. A lot of times I do, and I'm like, yes, I got to save some pistol bullets. But other times, I'm like, ow, no, why did I just shoot him? Why did I just shoot him? And I pop out the gun and I care. And then I just use bullets, and I got hurt, and I was like, oh, that's okay. But it's like, oh, because if I just try to do this, I'm more damage. So it's like, I'm always trying to how to do it. I'm not gonna lie, like auto aim but this one, it's more of both because you don't feel like super CSI action military. It's CSI. I meant CIA. And keep in mind those twitchy heads, right? Like headshots are the way to go, but they're moving so much that's really hard. Do you really want to risk that? Well, maybe if you got the rifle and there's one far away and a carefully timed shot, boom, one bullet, one enemy gone. Good. That was a risk because sometimes I miss and it's like, no, I just used one of my best bullets. Missing with the rifle feels like just wasting $50 in this game. The nurse heads too. Like it just makes so much sense to twitch it out. Try getting a headshot on that, right? It's really challenging. It depends on how many enemies are around too, because like you got hallways, you got open areas. If it's an open area, you can try and figure one out and hit the guy with the pipe.
Progress is progress.
Quickly whip out the pistol and shoot him in the knee, and then you finish this guy off. And especially when his jacket's like crawling around too, making their noises, and they're freaking out, going everywhere. And those ones are great because you want to melee the ones on the floor. You just want to stomp on them with your feet. But since the camera looks at what you are melee attacking so aggressively. Sure, looking at gameplay, it feels like, oh, they made it actiony. But no, this is to make it disorienting, because when you're committing to meleeing one enemy, the camera's freaking out so much, you don't really have much sense of what's around you anymore in the same way that you would have if you held back and started firing at them. So that is also part of the risk as well, is you need to keep a situational 3D awareness around you regardless of what the camera can see. The radio really helps with that too, because imagine you're swinging a pipe at one dude, the camera's looking at the ground, you're beating the crap out of him, and he's like dead, but you still hear the radio, and it's like, suddenly, I gotta fly the game around, I gotta quick turn around, I gotta look everywhere, there's still something in here, and I gotta find it before it finds me, before it hits me, right? The new camera lends itself to such a panic-induced frenzy. Man, like, I really love this one.
Whoa!
But dialed back to a regular dude. And as for guns, we still got the pure, simple, primo pistol, shotgun, rifle. You don't get any more than that. But I like having a survival game about the horror and the more grounded survival. You're not getting rocket launchers, super gun, whippy flippy dude like Kennedy is. You're just like James Sunderland. You're just like, I just have whatever I happen to find, and that's not going to be something like but all three options feel so situational and so different. Like, of course, the pistol is good for
I think this is just an optional area.
bullets before they can get close.
I'm just gonna go here
The
regardless.
knees are so hard to hit because the legs are so thin. It's really easy. It's like, okay, I know if I shoot in the leg, then I can breathe down. I kill this guy with one handgun bullet. That always feels amazing. But you're shooting legs, it's so much harder to shoot the body.
Because after this, I have to go to the royal capital.
Or you could hit the leg. Again, decision making, it always feels like sometimes they're messing up, and when I don't mess up, it's like, yes, shotgun's really great. Knocking things over.
Big jar boy.
Every decision has a degree of error that you still have to skillfully overcome to make use of the resources. It feels like it has that challenging gameplay that the original really kind of got half right. You know, it felt like the challenging gameplay half was really just in the melee and in the guns with a safe option. Now, even the safe option also feels challenging. Less challenging, of course, it feels safer to use the guns, but it still feels like you gotta do it right, or you're not gonna really be doing well later. It's all what it's about, and I love that. The more you
I don't really care about.
and the more you mess up now, the less you can mess up.
Sige, ano yung sinabi niya?
Constant scales, this constant
Multiplayer, di ba?
constant thought about what I have, how to make use of it, and in every situation you can do something a little bit different. Try and make the best of this. Yeah, this is what I love from survival horror games, and it's so good here. I can't believe.
So
this
where
is
am I
something
supposed to
this
go
well.
now?
But playing it and surviving and doing the combat, it is some of the most fun I've actually had playing a game like this. And when I say game like this, I'm going to go over the shoulder stuff and talk about it. 2 Remake, Dead Space, Evil Within. This is some of the most fun I have had with that kind of game. And with how much I thought this game was going to be a piece of poop, I'm blown away and I'm really happy about it. Oh my god, okay, so there's enemy types, right? If you're going to have decision making and challenging resource management, you got to have all these different types of enemies. Now, this remake doesn't introduce any new enemy characters. It is still just the jackets, the mannequin legs, and nurses, and all those guys that see like two eyes the whole game and never have a third type. It is still just that pool of enemies. But now there's
it's time to go to the capital.
While also making sure Nurse doesn't get too close to the
Looks like that's the best way to go.
knees, you can use a shotgun.
I'm gonna go there.
Over. When you're juggling multiple enemies at once, they're going to use this rigmarole of running around and trying to make these moment-to-moment decisions. Some had that evil within past was on where you're running around and they have all these things for you to squeeze to and vault over. Actually felt like a little bit of the Last of Us 2 encounter sometimes. Speaking of Last of Us 2, I think the best feature of that game was just the ability to break glass. If you saw a window, a vending machine, or anything in the
while tell. I just wanted to see what you can do. A weapon that I do not use. Sacred tears for another day. Oh. Gargoyle? aggro, please. Fuck. No!
It's weird how much of the surreal nature of the game's areas was kind of removed. Here, for example, is one of my favorite spots. This ladder goes down to this room. This doesn't even make sense physically. What could be the possible purpose of this room? I can't even think of one. They just added so much to the sense of, I don't know if this is now the ladder is there. I didn't know about
You okay? I think you need some help. This foot seems a little faster. Done.
Fully satisfied with the story. I know that's a big thing I really want to hear about. So we're going to do full-on spoilers in a moment here, but first I do want to get across the general sentiment. Personally, I would say the story is fairly intact here. They didn't change anything. They didn't change the message of the story. There's something that we were really scared about because Cleaver hasn't been in the past for handling those sorts of themes, and might even
Nice. More flasks. Oh!
sympathetic for characters you probably, that's not really the point of this, what I'm getting at. It doesn't matter. That's all still there. Any small changes, there's very small changes. There's like a couple of little changes. Some scenes take place in different places, and there's a handful of new scenes entirely. But I like all of it. I think it really only just helps the message they're trying to get across, the story that's happening. It just makes it understandable to you. It doesn't.
Thanks for nothing. I don't really know what the fuck that means.
It's just
Because I can't read.
And they also use the characterization as well. And I'll give some real examples for it in a second. But now, full-on spoilers. If you don't want to hear about the stories, I'd say skip here. I'm going to talk about the voice acting and all that stuff. And then at the end, I guess I'll wrap up my thoughts on where I think this remake stands in history and what this should be versus this and that, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, full spoilers ahead. Last chance to skip. So considering how character-driven the story this is, I guess I'll do a story character by character. What do I think about this new interpretation of James? It's certainly not the same. The original James really felt very good, just some guy, because the voice actor was like, just like, he also kind of didn't really understand the character that much, but that helped him play the character in a weirdly biased way, because he was just coincidentally mentally biased the same way that James probably would have been, and that just created this really lightning in a bottle performance. And it also the way
Hey, merchant boy. Now what are they saying about that? Oh fuck!
This new iteration of James feels so much less like some dude is talking, and more like it is a Hollywood actor doing a dramatic performance. But while the texture and the mood of the voice is certainly far different, I do think it does a decent job of getting across the same sorts of things the original voice actor did. And I do think the voice overall is pretty well acted. It is good. She's not here. And why would she be? I don't even remember this place. Like I've said many times in this video, I don't care if it doesn't do the exact same thing, as long as the new interpretation I think is awesome. And I do think James' new
I'm about to
voice
stop in a
is
bit.
powerful. Now, sometimes, again, I think I said this very early on, it does feel like he pushes the drama, the emotions through a little bit too much.
Yeah. 3 years ago, it's just, you gotta let it.
I don't know, I think he's pushing that. He's so out of breath. The raspiness of the voice a little bit much. But overall, that may have felt like that a couple of times. But the more time I really spent with his new voice, the more it really grew on me. It does have that same sense of hollowness.
What do you mean by night?
Self-pity that James
It's nighttime already.
is still very present. And I do also think the disconnect is that it's individual, where everyone has their own lifetime of issues that have created their own reality for them. And that also makes it hard for people to successfully communicate. And you do still feel that sensation when James talking to Angela.
Kind of hard to explain.
I'll be there.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... character, and they played with that. They explored it a little bit further in a way that I think is actually quite meaningful and not like this shallow for the fans way.
I guess next up we have Angela. That was the second character to see. Oh my god, dude! I was so worried.
Why can't I open the map? Okay, that's why. Mm-hmm.
That's a hard thing to talk about without just or having imagery. That really is too much. Silent Hill 2 is one of the few pieces of media that's been being delicate and subtle. I would say that is all still very much intact. And if anything, I think some exchange. Nicholas' voice, I think, is perfectly. James, I don't think it doesn't. And they clearly affect Angela so much, like a waterfall, an avalanche of trauma just coming back just from a couple of words in the right place from the right type of person, right back to when there's
Oh shit. Draconic tree Sentinel. Do you bleed? Oh fuck. Ugh.
ridiculous boss fight. It feels like something straight out of the first movie. That's troubling, right? It's like, oh no, you're taking what's supposed to be one of the most open pieces of like, hey, this is what this means. Oh, Jesus Christ. Internet is the big action fest. And it feels like they are protecting this fight as a way to direct the putting in the shoes of maybe one of these claws away from the farm. It's like,
Oh shit, lightning. teleported?
But he's eating ice cream. In part of the
Yeah, this is where I teleported. Nice.
And he means that wholeheartedly. I'm happy to see you're doing it, right? Because it's about getting first love. And he doesn't tell you that. You just see it on his face. Just a subtle expression change when he sees you. And then suddenly it's like, oh my, this is something Eddie's bothered by before my being. And by the end, when he's like, you're just like him, James, you've been laughing at me the whole time. You buy that this time because you saw how he was in his own brain, in his own world. Because the way he's been affected by what's happening. And that is a very real thing in the human brain. When you are inferring things in a way that you constrain to,
They don't respond.
affects your ability to communicate.
So let me kill this motherfucker. Yo, 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 yo. Who are you fighting? Where are you going? Yo, hard to put down, man. Sewers. I think this is the sewers. Maybe this is a good place to stop. Yeah.
Still a present aspect of her character. They do still play into that. In fact, there's even a whole movie scene of her being all suggestive of James in a way that is clearly reaching his comfort zone.
What?
That was getting across very well just from the way that she spoke. And I think we should leave this whole extra long scene to the original because that was all very effective.
for me to stop. Fuck that shit. See you guys.